Alrighty, what's going on, you spooky viewers? This is Brother Kane. Now let's get right into the horror. Poveglia Island, a tiny uninhabited peninsula split in half by a canal, is located in the Venetian lagoon. Now, despite its plain exterior, it has a troubled past and is reputed to be among the most haunted locations in Europe, a continent rife with paranormal activity and ghost stories. The Black Death, otherwise known as the Black Plague, has swept over Europe in the 14th century and killed millions of people while halving the population of some cities in a matter of months or even weeks. Is responsible for a large portion of these ghosts. And after the infamous outbreak in 1348, the bubonic plague persisted. Instead, for centuries, it kept coming back. The islands of the Venetian lagoon were used by authorities in Venice, which was Europe's major trading port during the late Middle Ages and the Renaissance, to contain and control plague epidemics. Poveglia Island served as Venice's antidote to the plague for many years. It served as an isolated quarantine facility where plague patients were taken after contracting the disease, with few ever leaving the island again. Over 160,000 plague victims were imprisoned on the tiny island over the course of several centuries, and officials did more than merely confine the ill and soon to die. To stop the sickness from spreading, they burned the bodies, and it is said that even centuries later, the soil on the island still contains more than 50% of the human ash from these cremations. Simply put, hell sounds like it's in northern Italy. A little island lies right south of the Piazza of San Marco among the 166 islands that make up the gorgeous Venetian lagoon. The tiny patch of land known as Poveglia Island has been inhabited since at least the 5th century, when Romans fled to more fortified islands in the lagoon to avoid Goth and Hun invasions. Poveglia developed into a crucial defensive position as Venice expanded into a significant power. The Venetians constructed a fort on the island in the 14th century, creating an outpost that could scuttle enemy ships that attempted to land in Venice. The quarantine period in the Republic was 40 days long. The word quarantine itself is derived from the Italian word quaranta, which means 40. Although plague quarantines were mainly ineffective, other localities adopted the practice out of a dire need to limit the spread of the disease. The Duke of Milan sent all bubonic plague victims to a field outside the city after a resurgence of the disease in 1374. Ragusa established a quarantine station on the Dalmatian coast to keep people away from plague stricken areas. Early in the 16th century, Marseilles established a novel quarantine, and in the 17th century, Frankfurt forbade anyone residing in a home infested with the plague from attending public events. On the island where the Statue of Liberty is now located, the Municipal Council of Colonial New York established a quarantine facility. Half of Nice's residents perished in the Black Plague in 1348, which decimated the city's population. Venice served as a major port for trade and welcomed ships from all over the known globe, which made the island republic particularly vulnerable to the spread of disease. Venice responded by establishing a network of lazaretti or quarantine facilities on the lagoon's island as the bubonic plague tore through Europe for generations. By the 18th century, Poveglia Island had emerged as the most significant of these inspection ports. Following the death of Giovanni Mocenigo, the ruler of Venice, from a subsequent plague outbreak in 1485, the city established several quarantine colonies on remote islands. Anthropologist Luisa Gambaro recalls that after the plague hit the town, everybody who was ill or exhibiting any suspicious symptoms was quarantined on the island until they got better or passed away. Poveglia Island began housing plague victims in the 16th century, Many of the victims passed away there before being incinerated or interred in mass graves. But in the 18th century, the island's role in Venice strategies to combat epidemics increased drastically. Poveglia Island became Venice's main plague checkpoint in 1777 under the direction of the city's magistrate of health. Poveglia had to be the first port of call for any ship heading to Venice for inspection. Venice kept sailors under quarantine on Poveglia Island if they displayed symptoms of the plague. Venetians start referring to Poveglia Island as the Island of Ghosts because of its eerie history as the city's primary plague quarantine facility. Poveglia Island continued to be a significant plague quarantine site until 1814. The Poveglia has a troubled past, and in 1922 the Venetians changed the island by constructing a mental hospital there. Naturally, reports of a doctor at the hospital who allegedly performed gruesome experiments on his victims and later perished after falling from an island bell tower quickly propagated, and the bell tower at this point is still being haunted by that same person. In 1968, the hospital shut its doors, leaving Poveglia Island once more uninhabited. Unsurprisingly, there are still legends about plague victims and current exploited mental patients haunting Poveglia Island. Venice made an unsuccessful attempt to sell the island at auction in 2014, but the sale fell through and the island's future is still uncertain. The Island of Ghosts is currently completely off limits to tourists. Now, I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in to watch this. As we had now talked about the Poveglia Island being known as the Island of Ghosts, where it went through the most tragic disease known to mankind, known as the Black Plague. Now, for those who have obviously seen this place, been to this place, not the best, probably not the best environment. I mean, not knowing how it looks now, it may be a little bit better, but then again, nothing or some things might not have changed there, so who knows what could still be there. But, anyways, there's going to be more horror content to come, so make sure you guys give this video a thumbs up so that way we can help YouTube make this channel better and be shown to everybody here. Make sure you guys subscribe as well to get more content like this, so that way more content can be put out there, it can be more consistent, and it shows me that you guys are still showing support for this channel. Now, this is I guess you could say a diverse channel. Just more of like various stuff, so it's not just one thing particularly, so it's just numerous of things that we do here. So I don't want you guys thinking, oh, he's just gonna do the same stuff as usual. No, like, I'm doing different stuff, so cosplays, masks, horror. Still gonna try to do gaming every now and then if possible, and then whenever I get the chance to do any sort of events, I will try to do blogs as well. So like I said, there's many stuff out there that I can do, so I won't be broken down into doing just one particular thing itself. So make sure you guys follow me on Instagram as well. I will have I'll have my name up there, so that way you guys can DM me anything that you guys might want as well, maybe video wise. I will have my YouTube videos posted on there as well. I will have my cosplays posted up there. What I'm also going to do is post any of my new cosplays that I have done, and then some of the, I guess, recent posts that I have had on there but was not there anymore. So I'm going to also have those posted up there too as well. So just give me some time and I'll have all that posted up there. So Also, follow me on Facebook. You guys can follow me on there. I will always have stuff posted on certain group pages. So if you guys follow me on any horror group pages, any Canaanite group pages, anything that deals with those, I will have YouTube videos posted up on there too. So you guys can follow me on there. Anyways, that's all I have for you guys today. I really hope you guys enjoyed this. I will have more horror content to come. So make sure you guys stay tuned for the next week. We'll have more horror content. So appreciate you guys. I'm out of here. Peace.